just sit and watch the football stuff. You got to understand, when you watch Entertainment Tonight, when you watch SportsCenter, and you watch C-SPAN, okay, or the Bloomberg Network or NASA Channel, you're watching the same thing. Okay. We're not living the Lord's Prayer. We don't have a global relationship where we're all doing what's necessary to care for the planet and one another. Okay. So when you're watching these people on television, you're not watching kind, caring people. You're not watching people. No, there's not people on TV like Judah Krishnamurti anymore. There's not people on TV like DT Suzuki anymore. They had them back on in like maybe the 60s, the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. Okay. But they're not on TV anymore because I'm a person like them. And I'm on YouTube and nobody watches it, right? So you get these people. I'm sitting there watching the games last night. And there's this man named Dabo Swinney. Okay, he's the coach of the University of Clemson in South Carolina, Clemson University. Right? And he's I think he's got a shot at about 3 or 4 or 5 national titles. I think he's won 2 or 3. Okay. And when his team doesn't measure up to the standards of these fans, they boo him and say, we ought to fire this guy, right? And you would think, until he's done coaching, and unless he just completely just loses his mind and can't compete, or does sexual heinous things with children, like, what happened with the young people, like what happened with Dick Paterno and his coach, or Joe Paterno and his coaches at Penn State. You should let him coach till he's ready to quit, and then say goodbye. Thanks, man. Thanks for those national titles. Thanks for making us, a really good football team. South Carolina's never won a national title. North Carolina's never won a national title. North Carolina State's never won a national title. Duke or Wake Forest? No. Okay. All the other teams in the region never won a national title, haven't even really had a shot at one. Okay? Do you understand? But they will yell and scream about it, stuff. And then last night, after they won the football game against Southern Methodist University, a Christian college in philanthropy, right? The coach gets up and says, God, meaning Jesus Christ, okay, has more in store for this team and yada, yada. And the quarterback gets up with, and how many football players have a cross or crucifix of the crucifixion of Jesus Christ on their face every game? How many? Ni da mia, no quiero saber, right? You really don't want to know, right? And they all think they're praying to Jesus Christ. And they all think Jesus Christ is God. There's some on the military academy teams, all over the place, right? They all think they're praying to Jesus Christ, and they all think they're praying to God to protect them, for their team to win, to keep us all safe, fighting for philanthropy money, out there beating the shit out of each other and ourselves for philanthropy money, right? And they're all certain that Jesus is watching and paying attention and cares whether or not they win or lose that game for lots of fucking let's crucify Jesus money. And they've all got these crosses on their face saying they love Jesus, right? And the other day, I said on one of the videos, I said, wonder if the people in Paso, no, and I want to, you wonder if Dabo Swinney and Kate Klubnik, no. Jerry Aviar, when I had that barbecue for them to come all and hang out with Dad, sit there and said a prayer. And I adore Jerry Aviar, okay? And I like to think he's an intelligent person, can understand what I'm talking about. But he sits there and everybody gets around, the whole family gets around, and prays to Jesus as God and thanks Jesus for the food and the rain and the snow. Are you guys thanking Jesus for the philanthropy, voting for president, and the pollution and the disease too? Because God's omniscient, omnipotent, right? And if you're going to thank God for all the good things, you got to thank God for all the bad things too, right? That's not true. What do you mean? Okay. You thank God for life. You thank God for the planet. Okay. You do. Okay. But if you're not living your God's commands, okay, you can thank him for mass murder. You can thank him for disease, and you can thank him for birth defects. Okay? Do you understand? Okay. You need to understand and assess the situation properly. Okay? The only way to thank God for the things that we need to live is to honor the commands of Jesus Christ. All right? If you're not standing up for the Lord's Prayer, if you're not having, who stands up for us to all live the faith of David and Solomon and Moses and Adam in the Roman Empire when a republic comes in and says they have a dominant military force and they will murder you off the face of the planet if you try to live the way that you feel you should live religiously. Okay? Okay. Now, Jesus stands up and teaches Roman Empire without fear? No. Solomon, David, Moses, Daniel, Joseph, we don't do that. Okay. We don't get in a popularity contest, write down bullshit about idolatry and usury on pieces of paper and agree to it. It's wrong. It's sin. It's missing the mark, right? We know that God is the omnipotent essence of all creation, that we have eternal lives through holy covenants, sexual holy covenants, reproductive marriage. Okay. And when we honor this faith in God, and we share this faith in God with our children, that we will live in the kingdom of heaven forever and ever. Okay. And hell, okay, is either denying the faith of Adam and Eve or being denied it by the devil and Satan. But don't you be the one that denies it. Okay? Don't turn your back on Jesus Christ. Don't you deny him. Okay? You accept him as your Father. You accept him as your eternal faithful Father. You have faith in Jehovah, and you get up and you stand for those 10 Commandments. You get up and you stand for the Lord's Prayer. You get up and you stand for the faith of Psalms. You stand for the wisdom of prophets. You stand for the pillars of faith that Muhammad says we should do. Okay? Muhammad says we should all do our best to be like Jesus Christ and stand up to live the Lord's Prayer for children to live that perfection eternally. Okay. Now, a lot of the written word has been corrupted by the devil and Satan. Okay. And we're aware of that. And the devil and Satan are human beings that deny the glory of God and try to trap the beauty of the soul inside the ego and then force it on the rest of us. With philanthropy, with technology, with, science isn't a bad thing. It's what we do with science. Okay? What we do with science is bad. When we're doing something scientifically and we realize it can be a threat to our planet species, and then we have to adjust it to where we can do things that are helpful and good for us and help us have better lives and intelligent and have more intelligent lives, and where we can respect our environment, but without being self-righteous and pretentious and obnoxious, because you get a lot of people, there's extreme left and there's extreme right. Okay, extreme left is, we can't do that because we might kill a worm. We can't do that because we might, kill a spider. You don't want to kill a spider. You don't kill a spider. Okay, there's a chance that spider could get someone in your house either sick or kill the person in your house. Okay, you're going to have to deal with spiders respectfully and intelligently. Okay, but you can't go through life thinking you're some kind of Namaste Buddhist demigod that doesn't kill spiders and doesn't kill worms, and it's just ridiculous. It's absolutely insane. Okay. The glory of God give us that we have to eat, and protein is one of the main things in our diet that sustains us. Okay. So you got to understand. Okay, you understand what's given, and you understand how to respect your holy covenants and respect one another, and respect the life that's given to you and the other symbiotic relations in life that are given to you, okay, for you to sustain yourself. Like the cats can keep the mice with that, because mice, people will keep mice for pets. Hey, that's your business if you want to. Me personally, no. Well, cats eat mice, and mice used to get into our houses and get fleas in there and cause diseases and poop and pee all over your utensils and make you sick. And cats, you can sit there and train them to go to the bathroom outside, and come inside and stuff. But you got to watch it with cats too, because when you're in a highly toxic environment, the allergens from a highly toxic environment could exacerbate other people's allergies. You know, and so because my sister, my daughters had my two littlest daughters had allergies and stuff to cats and pets, and Amy kept getting cats and pets, and I had to deal with that. And my sister sits there, I wouldn't get pets. I said, well, it's the natural allergic things to that. It builds immunity is having the pets. It's uncomfortable, but the kids can get an immunity and a better. Cat saliva isn't nearly as toxic as uh, um, carbon emission, exhaust, and tire particles and things like that, and toxic industrial waste, stuff. So um, you got to just pick your things and see what you're going to do to help your kids survive this kind of environment. And so, and it's difficult, but we'll engage with waste and stuff like that a lot better in the future than we are doing now. Like a lot of people, if you are thinking about getting pregnant and you have pets with a lot of waste, especially cats with cat litter and stuff like that, I would have only the husband work with that stuff and put it in a room where the mom's not around it and she's breathing well and make sure everything's well, just to avoid certain kinds of birth defects and stuff. So, just do everything you can right now within observation, analysis, and processing to help your family live and be healthy and survive this hell until it changes. But I'm certain there's probably a lot of people that know who I am, because my own family knows who I am and still disregards me and disrespects me, And then when I say things, they all get mad. You shouldn't say that. You shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that? Okay, I'm the only person that stands up for the Lord's Prayer. And you know for a fact that these assholes abuse me for doing it. And because you're afraid of these assholes and you get your money from these assholes, you sit there and say, hey, shut up. We'll just go to a magic place with Jesus in the sky after we die. No. If there is a magic place up in the sky after we die, I'm certain that I'm right on the right-hand side next to Jesus going, hey, you're going the wrong way. If there's a magic hell in your head, that's where you need to stay, because you can't stay with us because you didn't stand up to live his commands when you're alive. You're not going to be trusted to love us after you're dead, right? That's the way love goes, babe. That's the music God made for the whole wide world to sing. It never gets old. It only grows. Losing makes you sorry. I say, honey, don't worry. Honey, I love you too. That's the way love goes, right? Okay, peace out, man.